partner on here on a misdemeanor of petty theft, but we know that you're involved with the haberdashery heist, and so we're here to cut you a deal. You got two options. Option A is staying silent. Now, if you stay silent and your partner stays silent, then you'll each only get 1 year in jail. But if you stay silent and your partner does tell on you, then you're going away for 3 years while she gets off scot-free. Your other option is option B, to tell. Now, if you tell on your partner, you'll be scot-home free with 0 years in jail, while she gets 3 years. But if you tell and she tells, then you're both gonna get 2 years in prison. So I'll let you think about your options here. What you gonna pick? Option A or option B? You've just witnessed the psychological phenomenon known as prisoner's dilemma. But what exactly does that mean? Let's take a closer look. Prisoner's dilemma is traditionally explained using a matrix system, so let's take a look at these options and what they mean. So the first option you have is to remain silent, or as it's more commonly known as to cooperate. Now, when both prisoners remain silent and cooperate, they each end up with only 1 year of jail time, which is the most ideal situation. However, there's also option B, to tell or defect. And when one prisoner defects and the other does not, the defective prisoner ends up with 0 hours of jail time, whereas the prisoner who cooperated ends up with 3 years of jail time, and vice versa. When both prisoners choose to defect, they each end up with 2 years of jail time, which is not the most ideal situation. There's a lot of different options here, but the catch is that neither prisoner knows what the other is going to pick, even though they're given the same options. Will they choose A or B? So you can see why it's a bit of a dilemma, but it's also known as something else, game theory, which is strategically choosing to put the individual's or collective group's interests first. Sometimes the individual's interest can serve the collective group, such as when both prisoners choose to remain silent. Both the individual and the group ends up with less jail time overall. But that isn't always the case. The prisoners often fall into what is known as a social trap, where pursuing the individual interests results in the detriment of themselves as well, such as when both prisoners choose to defect and end up with more jail time than if they had cooperated. There's also the third option of where pursuing the individual's interests works out and benefits the individual even at the cost of the collective group, such as when one prisoner chooses to defect at the cost of the other prisoner who cooperates. Over with all these options, you can see why it is quite the pickle trying to choose, and that is the prisoner's dilemma.